John in New Jersey, line one. John, you're live.
Hey, John, how you doing?
Good.
I text you. I think sometimes you might think I'm a psychopath.
I saw it.
But anyway.
I saw your text at 5 in the morning, John.
I sent you that Richard Barris poll.
I saw
Richard Barris and Rasmussen. Yeah, Richard Barris and Rasmussen have been sounding the alarm for about.
So why don't you tell her? Rather than me do it, tell our audience what you found in that poll.
Trump's spending way too much time on foreign issues.
Right.
He's not coming through with the domestic mandate that we asked for. And that's basically it. And it's just nobody wants to hear. It all tanked when he started bombing Iran on behalf of Israel. That's when his numbers went south. And he's down big time. So the bottom line is he has to be. I don't know what is going on. I've been screaming for about a year on the accountability part. But I couldn't say better what you said in your open. And that's basically my concern. First off, I can't believe it. And when you're losing guys like me and you're losing millions. So this administration, quote unquote, because you even hear it in the hardest core. Well, maybe they're going to do this. Maybe. So everybody has doubt now. Nobody knows what they're going to follow through on. It's the little language you hear on our side. But the bottom line is this is supposedly the administration of common sense, right? Everything you said this morning is common sense. The president has to be aware of this. What I think, and I don't know, I'm starting to believe that Charlie Kirk was the brains behind this entire operation. And now that he's gone and not giving the president the intelligence on the ground and the vibe of this movement, he's basically running rudderless because the decisions that are being made, the thing in Minnesota, this is catastrophic. If they capitulate and they back down, you're talking about anywhere between 30 to 50 House seats.
Bingo.
In the midterms.
On a good day.
At a minimum.
We're going to get wiped out. See, they think it's the opposite. They think if they could just, they think if they could just, negotiate and calm it down and say nice things about Walz and Fry, and they're really good guys trying to do the right thing, even though they stole $20 billion. If they just say nice things, and Newt Gingrich gets on, Fox News and says, well, we really need to ratchet this down. And, this is not the American way. He's 90 years old. Shut up. Your time has passed. Go away. Okay. Just get out of my face, dude. I loved you back then. Now I'm we got to move on here. We need young, vibrant leaders, not Newt Gingrich telling us what to do in Minneapolis. Okay? Go write another book, Newt. I don't really care what you do. You got your other plum thing with your wife, good for you. She's the only person that got 2 ambassadorships. Good for you. Go enjoy it. Get out of my face. I don't know what they're doing here. This is a negotiated surrender. I went into the press room yesterday and Caroline Leavitt was on fire. The best I've ever seen her. She batted the fake news down. They're talking about, Stephen Miller, said this guy was a domestic terrorist. She's like, yeah, he is. She was a 10. And then you get out of there and you go back to your office, you go back to the studio, you put the news on and everybody is caving. It's like, what happened between the press conference at 1:30 and 3 o'clock? Like, what happened? If you look, and I've got a bunch of her clips. If you look at Leavitt yesterday, there was no backing down there. I walked out of there saying, wow, we're going to finally stand up to these people. And then I get back to the studio and I open up the news feed and everybody's caving. When she sent Tom Homan there, she never said that Bovino was getting fired. She simply said, look, the guy's got a lot of experience. We're going to send him there to make this thing work. And then it comes out that he's going there to negotiate a truce. oh, and they're going to work with Trump and it's all going to, they're not going to work with them. They do understand they do not want a single illegal criminal deported because that is their army, that is their vote, that is their power, that is all they've got. They got 20 million here, they got to protect them. That's why you're getting this. And they're stealing money, and God knows where that 20 billion's gone. This is just, who cannot see this? Is it just me? Who can't see this? John, in Monmouth County.
It's as clear as day. Trump, I don't think Trump, or I don't think he has a full grasp from these actions. This is what I'm just looking at what I'm seeing. I don't think he has a full a full knowledge of what we're actually dealing with. We are dealing with a Marxist insurrection. They have signal chats. They have money. They are organized. 80% of those people in Minnesota are probably not even from Minnesota. These are insurgents. We should have the military in there. This is beyond the DOJ and the FBI. I don't understand what their thinking process is here. Here, you want to see how these people roll? Look at Virginia. She came in as a moderate. They just doubled their salaries. They put it right in your face. These people do not care. They don't want negotiation. They're not going to stick to anything. You're basically pissing against the wind. These are insurrectionists. And you nailed that before. This would have never gotten to this point if Trump shut this thing down from day one. There was video online showing that they finally put a police line in front of a hotel last night. Nothing happened. They look pathetic when you separate the rioters from the people doing the work. It's insane.
So all they have to do, that's all he had to do. He said, look, he threatened the Insurrection Act. He mobilized 1,500 troops. Send them. What good is it? You're sending an armada to Iran, like 8 aircraft carriers or something. You can send that, but you can't send 1,500 people on the Insurrection Act, military personnel with armored equipment to separate the mob from the officers. You can't do that. And so this is what we have. And now they want to play nice because they're going to spin it. Look, we caved. And then they'll cave everywhere. And then what the Democrats are saying, hey, we don't want to only defund ICE, we want to get rid of it. Because if we get rid of ICE, then we keep our 20 million. And we can steal more votes, steal more money, and win more elections. And then when we win an election and we have power, we're going to do exactly what we did in Virginia in a week. And who's going to stop us? You? Who's going to stop us? MAGA? You guys are a joke. They're looking at us now like you guys are a joke. Another congressman gets on and said, when we get in power, the first thing we're going to do is demagify America. The hell's that mean? Like, debath Iraq? What does that mean? I mean, you've got to listen to what they're saying. You've got to listen. They don't back down. The mobs got bigger as they called them out and paid them more money. They were flying them in from all over the place. Those people, half of them don't even live in Minneapolis. They were flying them in, like the guy said a week ago. He was at the airport in Grand Rapids. There was 8 of them. They were making $600 a day. Go there a week, you make 8 days, you make $5,000. They don't have a job. This is their profession. Unbelievable. John, thank you in Jersey. John, I'll give you the final word. Anything else?
Wow, you're pretty much nailing it. I mean, these people don't care. And if you give them an inch, they will take a mile. This is why the NRA doesn't bend on anything. I mean, think about just smoking. That you couldn't smoke in a bar. Now you can't smoke in a park. I mean, the bottom line is you can't give these people 1 inch. They smell weakness. The only thing these people understand and respect is power. And we have, the weakness from Trump, it's such a letdown and so, just awful. Anyway, I appreciate your show, John. Thank you.
Well, spread the word. I think you always say we have the most important show of the day, and I think that's true. I think, look, this is about truth and clarity. I give you the truth, and I'm clear. And the two people that I was proud of yesterday were Stephen Miller, actually three: Stephen Miller, Kristi Noem, and Caroline Levitt. 20, what is she? 27 years old, pregnant, up there, tough as nails. Now that young lady is something special. And I commend Noem for calling it what it is: domestic terrorism. Thank you for having the balls to tell the truth on national TV. Truth and clarity. Thank you. Those are my top three of the day. And Tom Emmer called the whole thing out consistently. We need courage. We need truth. We need clarity. We need boldness and courage. Boldness and courage. And we're getting neither from the Republicans. Or neither, or whatever the word is, none of the above, NA. Boldness and courage, and we just don't have it. And it's sad.